are y'all doing on this wonderful Wednesday, my good people? Like, how y'all doing? I hope that y'all are doing well. I hope that y'all are actually having a great week thus far. And if not, like today's the day that we're going to change, that we're going to turn it around, and that we're going to actually have a great week. Like, y'all, I'm here. I'm in this thing today. Like, I'm so pumped up right now about some of the things that I actually want to talk to you guys about. Like, this episode right here is going to be the episode that's going to challenge you, that's going to, I want you to grow from this, and I want you to take a personal step back and look at your life and like, let's see what we can do to change, how we can change it so that we can be great. Like, y'all, we are our own worst enemy. Like, we hold ourselves back by our thoughts. Like, don't nobody else have to come and speak negative of ourselves, of us, or whatever it is negatively. Like, we can do that ourselves, and we can allow those thoughts, those feelings hold us back. Like, today's episode is about no, like, we're not going to allow that to hold us back anymore. Our feelings are deceitful. Like, I've said that before in my podcast. Our feelings are deceitful, and we need to really, if you want to say, quote unquote, boss up and tackle these feelings. Like, that's what we need to do. Like, we need to stop playing. Okay? Stop patty caking. Stop it. Stop patty caking with those feelings and conquer those feelings. Do it anyway. Write the paper anyway. Open up the business anyway. Go to work and be excellent anyway, because the boss is getting on your nerves. But you have the spirit of excellence in you. So that's what we're going to talk about today, y'all. I done got excited. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. Shout out to God, because he just dropped this in my spirit. And like, we finna really get into this. And I'm going to really tell you guys where this come from and why I'm so hyped up about it. Because just like I'm telling y'all, like, stop allowing y'all feelings to dictate what you're doing, and you succumbing to your feelings, is because I've done that. And I see now how much time I wasted because I allow my feelings to run my life. Like, no, not anymore. I don't care if I don't feel like doing it. I don't care if I don't feel like recording a podcast every week so that you guys can have one. I'm going to show up every week. Okay? I'ma show up every week, whether I feel like it or not. I did not feel like getting on today. I will be honest with you. I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about today. But I got my microphone. I had took me like a little break, probably like a little 60-minute, 90-minute break after my last person or whatever. And so, like, I just sat in the dark in my office, just trying to get myself together or whatever, and so that I can be present, and so that I can record the podcast before my 5 o'clock come in. And that's what I did. I got up, sat there in the dark a little bit, tried to go to sleep but couldn't, but got my thoughts together, got myself together, and was like, come on, it's time to go grab your mic and let's go. So, like, that's where I'm at with you guys today, okay? Like, I ain't playing, and I said I meant that. I ain't playing with y'all today. Just like I ain't playing with myself today. Just like we got to get up and we got to be about our business. About our Father business, if you're saved. And if you're not, just about your own business. Like, yo, stop it. Stop it with the feelings and allowing the feelings to run who we really are. Okay? So, yeah, I didn't jumped into that. I didn't even introduce myself or introduce the podcast. But nonetheless, you guys, let me go ahead and do that right now. For those of you that are new to this podcast, I am your host, Danielle Bailey. Welcome to Southern Therapy Podcast. Southern Therapy Podcast is a podcast that is here to challenge you to grow. Like, that's all I can really say about today's podcast. It's a podcast that's here to help you grow, here to help you call out your own BS, because that's what it is at times. It's nothing but BS. And just to want you to grow and just want you to go out there and really fulfill your purpose and really be great. We all have the potential to be great. It's just if we choose to tap into that greatness. Like, it's a choice. It's a choice. Are you going to choose to tap into that greatness? Are you going to do the work that needs to be done to tap into your greatness? Like, that's a question that you have to have. That's a question that you got to ask yourself. Like, am I willing to do the work that's leading up to that, to my greatness? Okay? So, like, yes, y'all, I done went off on a whole tangent. Let me just go back a little bit. Come back, Nia. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, hey. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, hey. Bring it, hey. I'm a little trap girl in my heart, y'all. But nonetheless, y'all, I really want to say this. What this message is coming from, okay? Okay, for those of you that don't know, I follow Transformation Church online. That's in Oklahoma. Help me. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay, girl, get it together with Transformation. I follow that church online, Pastor Mike Todd, right? And so this past Sunday, he was talking about, or was it this past Sunday? No, it wasn't this past Sunday. It was the Sunday, 2 Sundays before. I think if y'all go to YouTube, YouTube, Transformation Church, Pastor Mike Todd, and the Stronger series. And I think it may be the third or fourth. I'm thinking it's the third series, the third Sunday sermon. And this is where, or is this the third or the fourth? It's one of them sermons where he really talked about this and really just, it really spoke to my heart because it really spoke to where I was at that time. And so he was just talking about how we allow our feelings. It was right after they had did the 21-day fast, and he talked about how he did not feel stronger after the fast. Like, he thought that he was going to finish with the fast and he was just going to be like, yes, I'm here, let's go. You know how he be pumped and everything like that. And he was like, he didn't feel that. He didn't even feel that after the fast. He didn't feel that way. He didn't feel like he wanted to go through another storm, another fight. He just did not feel that way. And that was the complete opposite of what he expected. And so, he talked to God about that. And like, when I tell you, like, he was just like, God said that you're stronger. Like, Michael, you're stronger. And he's like, but I don't feel like I'm stronger. He was like, you may not feel like you're stronger, but you are stronger. You prayed, you fasted, you did what I called you to do. So therefore you're stronger. And he was like, but I don't feel it. And y'all, when he was saying, I don't feel it, God, like, I remember what I tell my clients all the time. And I tell my clients all the time, your feelings are deceitful. They may be how you're feeling, but that does not mean that they're real. That does not mean that it may be how you're feeling, but that does not mean that they're correct. It doesn't mean that they're correct. And so, like, I'll just remember that, because I tell my clients all the time, our feelings are deceitful. They'll lie to us. And so he was just like, but God had told him, he was like, God had told me, like, but you're stronger, Michael. You did what I was supposed to do and you're stronger. And so he was just like, God had told him, he said, for all your life, you allowed your feelings to dictate how you move and how you, what you believe. But he said, a mature Christian. I say, come on, Michael. Come on, Mike Todd. Come on and help us. He was like, but a mature Christian will know that they're stronger whether they feel it or not. And I was like, okay. He was just like, you will know. And he was like, you will know that because you done what you were supposed to do and you trust in what you done. what I told you to do, and you'll know that you're stronger. So if you fasted and you prayed, and although you don't feel like you're stronger, but you know that I did what God has called me to do, therefore I know that I am stronger. And so, like, when I tell you, that spoke volumes to me, because I look at some areas in my life, or just some areas in general, like if I was to fast and stuff like that, and I just feel like, God, or either, you know what, let me just use a real example. Like, sometimes I question whether or not I'm supposed to be in private practice, you know, because sometimes I just feel like, and for those of you that don't know, I'm a full-time mental health therapist, and I own my own private practice. And so I work for myself. And so, sometimes I question myself and be like, God, did you really tell me this? Like, is this really true? Like, am I really, because I'm not equipped? Okay, because I'm struggling with trying to make sure I get my website together. I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling with, getting out there, getting clients, keeping a steady clientele. Like, I'm struggling. Like, I'm really just literally just like, God, did I make the right decision? It's 2020. I've been a full year of entrepreneurship. And I'm like, God, better, yeah, let me keep on going. Like, God, is the YouTube channel for me? Like, is am I supposed to be doing this podcast? Am I supposed to be doing that? Like, yo, all of these questions that tends to come when I don't, and then I be feeling like, well, maybe, but then I have to remember, no, God told me directly that it was time for me to go. And so, cause I just replay the incident. Sometimes my little mind, or whatever, the enemy, whatever it is, or my feelings, it replay the day that really made me decide to leave my job. It replay that instance, and y'all, it try to be negative, but I remember in that moment, in that instant that I had at work, and when I was walking away, and God told me, I've been told you it was time to go, so it's time to go. Like, I remember that. I know God told me that. And better yet, not only did he tell me, he told me in July that it was time to go. And I said, no, no, Jesus, I'm going to wait because my student loans are not paid for. And then he comes close to my birthday and he was like, it's time to go. And so when I decided to, I was like, okay, I'm hearing you, God. Like, it's time to go. And I'm like, okay, it's going. And he gave me another vision one night when I was asleep about why it was time for me to go, to give me, it was less than 17 days after I had put my notice in. And so he had gave me another vision to reassure me it's time to go. So why am I having second thoughts about whether or not this is what I'm supposed to be doing? You know? Like, why? Why am I feeling that type of way? Because my feelings are deceitful. They're not correct. Because God told me it was time to go, y'all. He told me it was time to go. And I know a lot of people try to say that I made my decision, not a lot of people, but my mom per se, she was like, she thought that I was making it solely off of how I was feeling. But I was like, no, God told me it was time to go. This was just God's way of getting my attention in a grand gesture, because I don't listen. If I would have listened to his still voice back up in July, I would have never, I wouldn't left. I wouldn't have never had, this big grand gesture to where it was like, it was in my face, to where I know that it was time for me to go, where it was time for me to leave my job and go full-time entrepreneurship. And so, like, we have to start running the facts back to ourselves, okay? Like, let's run these facts back to ourselves. God told me back in July of 2017 that it was 2018. Yeah, 2018, it was time for me to go. Then I had a incident that made me realize it was time for me to go. Then God gave me another vision that it was time for me to go. Then he kept me the entire 2019. The entire 2019, y'all. Kept me. No bills went unnoticed, unpaid. No, I ended up buying a car during this time, paid cash for it. Like, why am I still having second thoughts? Why am I still feeling that maybe this isn't for me? When God has proven himself time and time again. So that's why I'm saying, like, our feelings are deceitful. So sometimes we got to run that fact check to ourselves and to remember who we are and what God has called us to do, because when we waddle in that pity for ourselves, that is delaying us from doing the things that we need to do. It's a distraction. Okay? A distraction. And y'all, we have to start minimizing these distractions. I would say just do away with them completely, but I don't know. And y'all, I have been, truth be told, like, I seem to get distracted or allow my feelings to run me like a couple of days a week. Like last week, I felt so overwhelmed last week. I think it was last Thursday. I felt anxious and no, it was Friday. I felt anxious and overwhelmed for no apparent reason, to where it was like, after I had a 10 o'clock client, and after I met with her, I left and went home and laid down because I had like a 4, 5, and a 6 o'clock appointment. So I felt anxious and I felt overwhelmed, and it was stemming from, because of the simple fact is, like, I have this project coming out, and so, like, the project, it needs finances. It just point blank period. The project need finances, and I was just like, where are these finances going to come from? And I was just like, I haven't been able to do this. Like, like, it's so much with the whole finance area, and I have to remember that. And truth be told, I'm gonna start really praying on that targeted area, because I feel like that's where the enemy try to attack me the most, because I am going to go out and start really, like, this year in 2020, like, really just helping people get their finances together, and so I feel like for me, that is an area that when I'm under attack, it's more than likely because of that. It's more than likely because I'm worried about some type of money, a cash flow. And it's not that I'm overspending in areas of my life. It's just that, like, with insurance companies, they pay you when they want to pay you, or either they'll take something away from you, or say they overpaid you and recoup some of their money when they feel like it. So, like, it's that type of thing right there that I tend to worry about. And so, like, and I thank goodness I am good enough with my money to manage it, and to be like, okay, because sometimes I went a whole month without paying myself, so, like, really trying to get that under control and stuff like that. So I feel like that instance right there, like, the enemy comes and attack me in that area, just because it's a strong area. It's my strong area, and because I'm supposed to be really going out and helping God's people get their finances in order. And so, of course, the enemy is going to be like, I'll attack that area of her life, because, how can she really help somebody when, like, she's struggling, or I'm worried. So, like, that's the area that I'm realizing that I need to pray more about, that I really need to stand firm in, and that I really need to trust God and stop trusting myself. So last week, like, I was overwhelmed, and I was just like, oh my God, like, this project, it costs more money than I anticipated. Last Friday, it was an extra $416. It was more than that. It was like almost $500, an extra $500 that I did not expect, that I needed to pay to get it out. So, and that's not even the printing cost. That is just to get the doggone project published. So it was just Friday. I was just like, yo, like, what more? You know? And so like I put on Facebook yesterday, I was like, the harder I try to get this project pushed out, the more opposition that I face. And so then it started making me reminded, like, well, if I continue to face this opposition, like, how powerful would this project be? You know, like, how many people is this project going to help if I keep getting opposition from time and time again? Like when I'm thinking I'm like almost there, I'm ready to publish, but it's like, nope, you got to go back and do this. Nope, you got to go back and do that. Or nope, it cannot look that way because that way is too high. You know, like, so much has changed with this project from when I first started to where I'm at now. And so it's just like, oh my God. And so I just reminded myself, like, I was just like, I was thinking this morning, I was just like, a lot of this stuff, like, this is going to help somebody. This is going to change the game for a lot of people. Like, this is what some people really need. The product that you have is what some people really and truly need to get their finances in order. And y'all, it's not me. It's not about me that I created this. No, God gave it to me. And this is the tool that God is going to help, because people have been praying about really trying to get their finances in order. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to send you something. I'm going to put something out there in your way so that you can use it as a tool to help you get your finances in order. So, like, it just made me start really thinking about that a little bit more. And truth be told, God was like, this morning, he was just like, for those that don't know, God told me like, a couple of years ago that I was going to be a multimillionaire by the time I'm 40, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, God told me I'm going to be a multimillionaire. Whoop, whoop. Yes, yes. But God didn't tell me the work that was going to be involved in it. And so he was just like, because I had seen where somebody had put on Facebook about how people see the glory, but they don't see the hard work that you put in, the studying, and stuff like that. So then I just started thinking about me and my process, and how I have, why me and my process, and where I'm at in life right now with my license as a social worker, with having one of the highest license that a social worker can have in the state of Louisiana, and now also having an extra license of where I can supervise other social workers so that they can become a LCSW. Like, I think about my whole journey. And so he was like, think about your whole journey and how you tell people all the time, like, y'all see the letters behind my name, but y'all don't understand the struggle that I went through to get to these letters. Like, and I tell people that all the time, and I preach that, like, yo, like, go back when I was studying, when I failed the test and I was crying, when I was up in the middle of the night studying, when I gave up my life to study, man, when I was up at 6 a.m. studying, reading stuff, YouTubing stuff, because I realized that's how I learn. YouTubing different types of stuff, and understanding that, and just really just putting in the work and the grind. And I was like, people don't want to acknowledge that. They just want to acknowledge the letters behind my name. And God was just like, that's what you want today. Like, yo, when I tell y'all, God sometimes be slapping your girl down, be like, like, God be like, look, I'm going to check you. And so he was like, that's what you want. You want the glory of the multimillionaire, but you not thinking about the work. He was like, have you forgot about the work that needs to be put in? He was like, have you forgot about that? You just want the glory of the not the other $40 million, but of being the multi-millionaire by the time you're 40. But you just glossing over the work that you got to do for this. And so I was just like, yeah, God. Like, because he had called my hand, and he was just like, yo, you're going to have to do some work. You say you want this? You say this is what you want for your life? Yo, we need to work. We need to get this done then. And one of the ways that you got to get this done is getting over your feelings. Doing what I tell you to do, even though you don't feel like doing it. Showing up and recording a podcast when you don't feel like it. Recording a YouTube video when you don't feel like it. Because it is people that are listening that needs to hear what you're saying. And y'all, I totally I know that numbers are good. Like the amount of people that's watching your podcast, I mean listening to your podcast, the amount of people that's watching my YouTube, like the amount of subscribers that I have. Right now, like I'm doing all of this for free. I record a podcast that's free. I record my YouTube channel. All of this right now is free. Like it's not generating a profit. Like it's not. So it's like, but I'm still doing it because I know this is what I'm called to do. And plus, I really enjoy it. You know, I really do. And so like, I know, but I know that it's not, most people be like, I wouldn't do that or you're not making money from it. But it's much more than that. It's like the woman that's reached out to me for my YouTube where she emailed me the other day and she was like, you know, I've been watching your videos, and she goes on to tell me some stuff. And then she says, could you pray for me? I don't know this woman at all. But you know, she watched the videos and she saw something, and she, you know, like whatever it was that I said in those videos, because sometimes y'all, I don't know what I be talking about. I just be going like I have an outline sometimes, but the outline tends to get pushed to the side because I allow God to do his thing and all that other kind of stuff. But like the fact that she told me, and the fact that she emailed me, she didn't even write it on the YouTube comments. She emailed me, and I don't even know where she got my email address from. So I must have put it in one of my videos before, but that goes to show you and goes to tell me that she searched for my email address. She did work just to email me, to tell me some things. And like, just as well as she told me that, just as well as she asked for me to pray for her, that email is what I needed to keep on going. It's like a revolving cycle. God shows me something like, yo, this is who you're helping. This is what you're doing. You're helping this person. It may not be the masses yet, but I need to know that you're faithful. Ooh, I need to know that you're going to be faithful over the few things. That you're going to be consistent over the few things, Danielle. I need to know if you're going to be that. And then when I get you in front of the multitudes, I know that I can trust you. Y'all, if that man ain't, this is ministering to me right now, okay? Yo, y'all. Ooh. Y'all, like seriously. That's where I feel like God is saying, like, that's why God wants you to show up. He wants you to continue to show up, continue to press, so that when he can trust you, the multitude, the magnitude is going to come. And he know, because truth be told, like sometimes when people come, they expect like, yo, like I be listening to Tatum, what is it, Blessed and Bossed Up. Like people wait on her podcast to drop and sis drop them every Monday. Every Monday, sis drops a podcast, whether she wants to or not. And then, you know, I just feel like that a lot of people are needing that in that season, to where they need her podcast every Monday. You know, like we don't know what people are going through. And it could be that that's how God is keeping somebody. Y'all, I know that I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to y'all. If God has placed something on your in you for you to do, and he wants you to be consistent, you need to be consistent. Because you could be the one person that helps that person from committing suicide, because they listen to your podcast and whatever it is that you're doing, they listen to you every week and you drop it every week and they anticipate it and they be needing it. So, and I know some of y'all might be like, Danielle, it may not be that serious, but yes, it is just that serious. I work with people, and I just hell, I just feel it in my heart that sometimes people listen to, not saying that it's me, not saying, I'm not even saying that it's me, because I can't even take such a strong burden or responsibility. Like, I can't even take such, I mean, I'm just saying, and I don't think it's me. It may be, I don't know. I don't know, but because, and the reason why I'm kind of hesitant is because of some fact is, I know that especially with my YouTube channel, I have not been consistent. Podcasting, yes, I have been very consistent with this. And I just really have been consistent, even more consistent lately, by having it drop at a certain time every morning, every Wednesday morning. So that part, yes, I have been totally consistent with that. I have stayed late at night and recorded podcasts so they can drop at that time. But yeah, like, we could be that missing part that people need. You can be that. And you don't want to be the one that hasn't developed a sense of discipline with your gift. Because that's what it is. It's a gift. You know, you don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person that's not disciplined enough to make sure I have something that I tell you guys, and I'm not a woman of my word. You know, I have been not so a woman of my word on YouTube. I'm not going to lie. And you know what else that I have been falling off on, that I said that I was going to get back on, is that I do She Is Conversations in this group, and it was like where I was coming in every Tuesday and Friday. Excuse me, y'all. Every Tuesday and Friday, I was coming between the hours of 12 and 1 just to talk to them and all this other kind of great stuff. Well, I fell off right when people was expecting and people were getting to notice me. I would see people in the mall and they be like, "Hey, Danielle," and I'm like, "Hi." And she was like, "Oh my God, I watch you every week when you in the She Is app, and I listen to your videos." This woman one time was at McDonald's and told me, "I listen to your videos," and I'm like, okay, like, I don't know how to take it. It's not like I'm being negative, but it's like somebody really is listening to this stuff. And I know that y'all may be like, Danielle, like, yo, it just, I don't know, like, it's still a humbling experience when people tell me, yo, thank you for being so transparent. It helped me. That's a humbling experience, because it's just like I get on here and I talk. God ministered to you. God ministered to me, just like he did just a few minutes ago. And I'm just being honest. You know? That's it. I'm just being honest. And I'm happy that somebody is, you know, benefiting from my honesty. My honesty. Yeah, that's it, child. Y'all, I'm struggling. But yes, y'all. That's kind of what I have for y'all today. I done went off on a whole tangent. I don't even know where I'm at. Like I said, I have an outline, and I'm trying to look over my outline now just to make sure that I don't have anything else, because it is 34 minutes. Going into the 35-minute mark or whatever. But to close this out, y'all, I want to say this. Please, okay, y'all, please Do not allow your feelings to dictate or run your life. You overcome your feelings. You tell yourself what it is that you're going to do. Be more consistent. And y'all, one of the things that I need to be more consistent in, and that is weight loss. Roll me on out to the Tonka truck right now. Roll me on out to the just roll me out there, okay? I need to be more consistent in that. And that's something that when I become more consistent in my workout and my eating habits, that's when I know for sure. Like, I know, because that is something that I struggle with the most. I have so many negative thoughts when it comes to eating right and working out, because my mind goes to, yeah, excuse me, y'all. You done this once before. Yeah, you can stay committed about 6 or 7 months. But after that you're gonna fall off. And so, like, those are self sabotaging thoughts, because I start and then I stop. So, like, y'all, first thing that we got to do, let me give y'all some steps on how to just overcome your feelings, and don't allow your feelings to dictate who you are. First off, I want you to um acknowledge a feeling. Yo, I'm feeling tired today. After you acknowledge, think about, see if there's any validation to the fact that you're tired. And what I mean by that, present yourself with facts. And I mean, really present yourself with facts. Yo, if you're tired, well, I got an 8 hours day worth of sleep, or I mean, not 8 hours day, but late last night, I got 8 hours worth of sleep, or I just took a nap, or I did this. Like, fact check yourself, because 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be true. Your feelings are not going to be true. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be true. So you need to fact check yourself. And then, if they are, still do what you need to do. Anyway, because you can tell yourself, God called me to this and I need to do it. God told me that He won't put nothing more on me than I can bear. God said, take up my yoke, for my yoke is easy. Okay? God said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So, like, all of this stuff, that's what we repeat to ourselves. That's what we use to help us overcome these emotions, these feelings that are deceitful. That's how you overcome it. You acknowledge, hey, I ain't want to record this podcast today. I didn't. Boom. I ain't want to do it. Why you don't want to do it, Danielle? Because I'm tired. Okay, you just took a 90-minute break, sis. How long do you need to be on break? Cut on the lights and get on this mic. Like, I know it's rhyming, but it's the truth. Cut on the lights and get on this mic. You have been resting for 90 minutes. You've been on social media. Maybe that's your problem, Danielle. Get off social media. Stay out there for a while and do the things that God has called you to do, sis. Fact check yourself. Then I realized, well, you're right. I have been on 60 to 90-minute break. So let me cut on these lights and let me hop on this mic and record my podcast. Because that's what God called me to do. Because I need to be consistent in this. Because it needs to drop tomorrow morning. It's 8 Eastern Standard Time. I think that's what it say. Whatever time y'all usually get it, because I don't know. Because, like, how I look at it, I just choose 8 a.m. Whatever time that is, I have no idea. Because, like, the host that I use, I believe they're Eastern Standard Time. So whatever time it is that y'all usually get it, every Wednesday morning, that's because I uploaded the night before or either 2 nights before. So it's just like stuff like that. That God is just like, yo, come on, sis. Come on. And y'all, truth be told, my YouTube channel has been growing. Like, I got 18 people. I got 18 subscribers within, like, I want to say the last month. when I was averaging probably like not that many. And so, but it's because now I'm really starting to define what my YouTube channel is really about. So, but nonetheless, y'all, those are the steps that y'all can do. Acknowledge them, acknowledge your feeling, fact check, and then do it anyway. Whether or not it's true or not, do it anyway. So that's all I got for y'all on this wonderful Wednesday. I pray that you all be blessed. Have a great week. I speak prosperity. I speak prosperity of your lives. I speak peace. I speak joy, an unthinkable joy, a joy that only can come from God. I speak that type of joy. I speak happiness over your life. You know? So I speak nothing but peace and blessing. I speak peace over your lives too as well. A peace that surpasses all understanding. A peace that's in the midst of chaos. Come on now. That's what I speak over your lives, okay? So y'all have a blessed day. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Thank y'all so much for coming back and listening to Southern Therapy Podcast. I am your host. I love you guys, and there's not a thing that you can do about it.